Thanks everyone for tuning in. My name is Kenny Harper. Thank you, Jen, for the wonderful introduction, for setting the stage for today. This is Claim My Stage, Understanding the Business of Being a Brand. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 key steps to how to leverage your personal brand for business success. And you may have seen from my promotions, I'm going to be giving away some free gifts. So I want you to stay tuned in. I want you to be paying attention to this session. If you have pen and paper next to you, take some notes and really make sure that you're really focusing on what I'm presenting. Because the concepts and ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you in a moment have the power to transform and amplify your life. They really do. So I know a lot of times people get the idea, hey, I'm going to do some multitasking. Maybe I'll check some email. Maybe I'll poke around on social media. That is not going to serve you well. You're not going to give your focused attention. You're not going to gain the insights to the best of the abilities. And so I'm saying, tune in, stay tuned in for the session. I'm going to be giving the best insights that I have to offer. I'm putting everything on the table, and it is going to be powerful. So I'm going to start off by saying, let's take a deep breath. If you're sitting down, if you're standing up, no matter where you're at, just take a moment to take a deep breath in. Far too often, we have so many different distractions taking our attention over here, over there, whether it's social media, emails, deadlines, to-do lists, and it can distract us. And we don't get the time to actually focus on what's important. So I'd like to start by setting the stage and using our imagination. Just come to think for a moment. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to use your unique gifts, follow your true passion, and serve a higher purpose? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to know that your business is set up for success and amplified in 2017? Have you stopped to think about what it would feel like if you were able to achieve your bold vision, your goals, and live the life that you absolutely love? We need to take a moment to stop, connect, and really be tuned in to what we want in our lives. When we have clarity on what we want, that's when we can take the action needed in order to bring it into existence. So I'm going to be sharing some tools and systems today, and what I'd like to ask is, who would like to learn the proven formula to set your stage for business success? If you'd like to learn that, go ahead and chat in the window yes. I want to make sure that you're tuned into the right situation here today. You're tuned in for the session for the right reasons. We have a yes. I want to see some more yeses come up on the chat window. Let me know you're tuned in, paying attention. Christoph, thanks for joining me. Robert, yes, awesome. Chauncey, yes, okay. Now, how many of you would like me to share a marketing system that produces real results for you in your business? All right. And I'm also going to be sharing with you in a moment the fastest path to build a thriving business. Awesome, Karen. Thank you. Oh, cool. What you're about to discover in this session is the 4 key strategies to build a marketing and brand growth plan that actually works. My company, Rock My Image, my 2 partners, we've worked together to develop this system to help people achieve the business and vision of their dreams. The easiest, I have someone chatting in with me. That's Manny Torres. Manny Torres, I'm on a webinar right now. And okay, I got Manny Torres calling me at the moment. And I'm just going to ignore Manny, if you can hear that or not. Thanks, Devin Jefferson, for joining us. There's always some fun when you're putting on a show, right?
Kenny, we can't hear Manny or the call that's coming in, so you're good.
Okay. Oh, awesome. That's good to know. I'm hearing doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. We always have some fun when we're putting on a show. I'm going to go ahead and move forward. We have a limited amount of time, so I'm going to be very conscious of the time we're spending on the session today. What I'm going to be sharing with you are some elements of Rockstar Perfect to do what we're doing. We didn't want to build a traditional large agency with a lot of different employees where we felt like we were living a job. We wanted to have the freedom and flexibility in our lives, and we couldn't find a system out there that showed us the path to get there. We said, if there's not one, we're going to make one. And that's why we've created this system. And this system works. We've been using it on our clients for the past several years, amplifying other people's businesses. And now we're using it for ourselves in the past year, and it is taking our careers to new heights. And my promise to you is by the end of this session, I'm going to share that you're going to know more about how to grow and scale your business than a majority of other entrepreneurs and business owners out there. A lot of people are doing it the old-fashioned way. They're working harder, not smarter. And with technology, with the systems and tools that we have today, you can amplify your business, taking it to the next level by taking action. Okay? But there's a problem. And the problem is 8 out of 10 businesses fail or on the verge of failure. And this is important to know. People get frustrated, they get overworked, they get burnt out, they're unfulfilled. And one of the big challenges that most people have, anyone guess one of the challenges that most people have when trying to grow their business? It's actually, they don't have a plan or a system. When you want to scale something, when you want to make something profitable, when you want to have momentum in your business, you need to have a system that's replicable, that can streamline the process and can actually achieve a success. Yes, Robert, they don't plan, and you need to have a plan and a real vision in order to achieve success. When you don't have a plan, when things aren't working your way, you can have a lot of stress build up. You don't know what's working, what's not. You'd have sleepless nights. You can worry about money. You can worry about bills. You can worry if your life is actually living up to its full potential, or if you made mistakes earlier in your life. It can be a very scary experience. I've had some of those experiences, and it's not a fun place to be. So why are we talking about personal branding? Well, in today's world, with modern technology, with the right systems, you don't have to be a movie star or a sports champion or somebody who's an athlete and getting awards of that nation. You can be a business professional and build your brand into a higher level by amplifying, highlighting who you are, what you're about, and the purpose you serve. Here on the page, we see Barbara Corcoran, Damon John, Oprah Winfrey, Richard Branson, and Candy Johnson. All these people have leveraged their personal brands to build something bigger than the service that they provide. It's all about perception. In the music world, the musicians that are considered rock stars, they're just people, everyday people like you and me. But it's the people behind them and the things that they do to position themselves on a higher stage that gives them the allure. Same for these entrepreneurs here. It's the positioning. It's how they portrayed themselves. It's how they marketed themselves. It's what they did to build their business that gave them the bigger stage. And you don't need to be on TV. You don't need to have these Hollywood movies. You need to have a plan, execute it, and now entrepreneurs from any walk, age, background, profession can build a brand for themselves that amplifies their business and gives them more freedom and flexibility. Does that make sense? Here's an interesting statistic from Entrepreneur Magazine. 92% of people trust recommendations from individuals, even if they don't know them, over company brands. Thanks, Alicia. Thanks, Christoph. So when you have a company, once upon a time, that's how you could get your message out. People couldn't afford to market themselves. They couldn't afford to buy billboards or commercials. So only companies could really market their brands. Now, if you have a smartphone, or if you have a computer and you have the internet, you can market yourself to everyone in the world. You can create your own marketing and media to build your brand. The cool thing is people relate to other people more than they do to companies, just as this statistic shows. So when you can have a company and it can have its own name, but when you lead with your brand and people really tune into who you are, what you do, and the purpose you serve, they really get a chance to know you, and you build that visibility and credibility that will lead to profitability. So what we're going to be talking about today comes from our Rockstar Professionals Blueprint. We're going to be looking at the second arm of this blueprint, and we're going to be talking about producing your personal brand. And we're going to be sharing some strategies that you can immediately begin implementing to start elevating the opportunities that are being attracted to you, increasing your prices, creating additional revenue streams. This is really cool. It's working for a lot of different people. So why not you, and why now? Why should we take action now? Hello, William. Thanks for joining us. So when is the best time to plant a tree? The correct answer could be debated, but the Chinese proverb says 20 years ago. If you really want a tree, a strong tree that has good roots, it's thick, it's healthy, 20 years ago, because it takes time to grow and strengthen. When's the second best time? Now. You can't go back in time unless you have a flux capacitor, which most of us don't. Christoph, awesome. Yes. So we need to take action now so we can start getting the benefits and rewards now. Sooner you get started, the sooner it comes into fruition. So Jen gave me a great introduction earlier. Just to give you a little bit about my background, I'm a partner at the award-winning agency Rock My Image. I'm a keynote speaker on branding and marketing, author of Amplify Your Business. I'm an alumni of the Harvard Faculty Club's Business Expert Forum. I'm on the board of directors for the American Marketing Association, and I've worked with a lot of different companies and agencies around the world that have helped bring my career to this new level. And it's really stepped up in the last couple of years as I've chosen to claim my stage and take the needed actions to really amplify my business. I've also partnered with two amazing people that share similar values. When you partner with people, you find people on your team that can help get you to where you're trying to go. That's how you really start building momentum. Jen DeVore Richter, she's a great marketing strategy expert. Manny Torres, he's a brand strategy expert as well. We have a great team. Glad to be there. Before we get into the strategies that I'm going to share with you today that will help you think of different revenue streams that you can use, I'd like to share you just a little bit of my story of how I came up with this solution and what led me here today to share this information with you at this moment. Would that be okay if I shared my personal story? Just chat yes in the window if that's okay. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Christoph. Thanks, Mary. So look at this. This is cool pictures. I got pictures of me, my family. You can see little pictures of me as a baby, as a kid. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see a picture of me as a young adult. And I had an amazing family. I was creative. I was out there. I like to create my own games, draw, paint. But as a kid, I really didn't have a great idea of what I wanted to do when I grew up. I knew one thing I didn't want to do. I saw people who were working a job that would complain about driving to work, that would come home and complain that they were at work, and would spend a majority of their time at work, and I didn't like it. I didn't want any part of it, but I had no idea what I was going to do. 14 years old, my cousin took me to my first concert, and I was blown away. I saw these guys up on stage, and they were using their unique gifts. They were following their true passion, and they were serving higher purpose by sharing with others, inspiring others, and really giving back using their unique talents. And I said, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I do want to do something that I'm really passionate about. And I had guiding stars along the way that would tell me, follow your dreams, follow your heart. If you follow your passion, do the things that you really love doing, the money will come, everything will work out. So the first thing I went out to do is I wanted to be a professional rock star. My parents were so proud. I wanted to be a professional rock star. That's who inspired me, is when I went and saw people performing on stage. So I tried doing that, but there was a problem. I didn't understand the business of being a band. Before I was in a brand, I was in a band. And I didn't understand the business. I didn't understand how to elevate myself or position myself to attract the audience needed in order to make that a sustainable business. So after a while of playing the smoky bars and not making the money, I decided that wasn't going to work out for me. I bought into the idea that I couldn't do it because it was going to be too hard. and I gave up on that dream, which is no fun. It's no fun giving up on a dream or thinking, it's going to be too hard, I can't do it. So I shifted my gears, shifted my brilliance, and put my attention to multimedia and graphic design and marketing. And I started to connect with different people in a different industry. And I went to school for that. I started working at high-end agencies. I was being contracted out from agencies around the nation, working on large global campaigns, doing some really cool stuff, winning some awards. And I was having a great time on my career. This time I got married, I bought a house, and things were going great, but my life changed, and I became a father. And I realized that if I was going to really be able to provide for my kids, I was going to have to do something a little bit differently, because what had happened is I had gone up so far in my industry, but I hit the ceiling. In order for me to get to the next level, I was either going to have to move and move away from family, or I was going to have to take a risk and start my own business and be an entrepreneur. And I figured, if not now, when? This is my life right now, and if I don't take a chance now, and if I don't try to bring this into existence, if not now, when? So I decided, you must take action. I decided, you've got to do this. And so I went ahead and started my own business doing marketing and web design under the name Key Theory. I started having success with that, started to have more business, but there was a problem there too. I was trading my time for money. I was trading my time for money, and I only had so much time. I was doing so much of my business. I was doing the admin, the sales, the web design, the marketing, the consulting, and I also was a father and a husband and a friend, and still like to do my own thing. There was only so much time to go around. And it was really a challenge because I still hadn't learned the business part. I didn't have a system. I was spinning my wheels a bit, watching my bank account go down, putting more time into the day and the work week, and wondering, how am I ever going to get ahead? It seems like this is the hard way. And I shared with you in the beginning of the session, I didn't really want to build a business with a lot of employees and all that obligations. I wanted to build a business that gave me freedom and flexibility so I could be able to spend the time with the people that I wanted to in my life and have that freedom. So how was I to do it? Well, after a while of trying, I watched my bank account go down to small figures because more money was going out, hiring people and trying to get that working than was coming in, because I didn't know how to run the business efficiently. At this point, after going to school, graduating top of my class, and putting a lot of time into building my relationship, my knowledge, I felt like I was failing, and the second dream I was going to have to give up on. And I started to really just doubt myself as a person and wonder, could I even do this? Maybe everyone who was telling me to follow my dreams was incorrect, and I should have just played the safe road. But when life hands you lemons, what do you make? Go ahead and chat in the window. When life hands you lemons, what do you make? Curious to see the answers. Lemon water. Yes, you make lemonade. Being an entrepreneur is challenging, and when you are being challenged, you need to find a way to change the actions that you take, amplify your business, and find the way to get yourself to achieve the results you want. The only way you can truly fail is by not trying. So I went out there and I decided I was going to find a coach. I needed a coach because I looked around and I saw that every champion who's ever done anything worthwhile, all the successful business people, they have coaches. They are connecting to crowds of influence, and they are plugging themselves into places where they can expand their mind, see things from new perspectives, and take new actions so they can have new results. I found my business partners, Manny Torres and Jen DeVore. We started to work together and help each other see things with fresh perspectives. We put our ideas together so we can have synergistic thinking, and we work together for the common good of helping each other rise our tides to the next level. And in a moment, I'm going to share with you some of the ideas that we learned that helped us amplify our business and gave us more freedom and fulfillment in our lives. So this is a good quote. It's very powerful. It is in the moments of your decisions that your destiny is shaped. Whether you decide to take actions and implement ideas, or you decide to let fear prevent you, or you decide that you're going to be committed to achieving your results, it is the decisions that you make in your life that will shape your destiny. Very powerful quote from Tony Robbins. So I decided to go all in. I decided to play every ace. I decided to give it the best of my abilities. This is my life. This is your life right now. You're tuned in, and I'm glad for you to be tuned in right now, because this is your life. Right now it's happening. And every decision, every action that you make is either helping you move forward, or if it's not helping you move forward, it could be pushing you the other direction. But we want to move forward because we're rockstar professionals. We claim our stage because we have the attitude, expertise, and drive to thrive. After I started investing in myself, going to workshops, going to trainings, joining associations, joining clubs, joining masterminds, participating, gaining more ideas, I realized ideas that I hadn't thought of before. I started to elevate my business, elevate my brand, and attract new opportunities into my life. Now, this isn't about me. This is about you, and I'm going to share with you ideas that have helped elevate my career so you can put it into action for yourself and elevate your career, your business, live your life of fulfillment. These ideas gave me the opportunity to speak at the Harvard Faculty Club's Business Expert Forum. It was an amazing event up in Boston, Mass. I got to connect with people from all around the world. I even published my story in my book. But it all started with having the bold vision of what I was going to do and then taking the action needed to make it happen. Does that make sense? Everyone still with me? All right, this is an important part I want you to write down. If you're still with me, go ahead and chat yes in the window. I want to make sure that everyone's still in tune. You're not multitasking. You're not checking emails. That is not what we're doing. We're focusing because this is an important part coming up. Thanks, everybody. All right, so excuse me if you're hearing the rumbling in the background. Apparently, I need a new headset. This cord is getting a little frayed. So this is an important part. Write down system plus status plus soul equals freedom. As we discussed earlier, you need a system. If you're doing things off the cuff, if you don't have a system you're following, then you're not going to be able to build the efficiency, build momentum, and scale it to the level that you want to do it. You need status. Status, when it comes to personal branding, is how people start attracting opportunities to them, rather than them chasing new business, rather than them having to go humbling around looking for opportunities. Opportunities start coming to them because you have status. And soul is the part that's really important. You want to make sure that you're doing something that gives you fulfillment. There's a quote I'm going to share later with you, very powerful quote about success and fulfillment. And it really moved me. I caught this quote really recently. And so later in the presentation, I'm going to share that quote with you. And then this equals freedom. You need your system, your status, and your soul. So keep that in mind when you develop these things and you do it with full intent, you go all in, you take the action needed. That's how you're going to have freedom in your life, and that's going to lead to fulfillment. So this is a funny picture. Can we have some fun? So this is, Ray Charles. He's an amazing musician, but if you really don't have perspective and you don't know kind of where your blind side is, then you might not know what actions that you're missing, right? So sometimes the challenge that we face is we don't have clear direction or guidance. Sometimes our challenges is, we're wasting time and money trying to figure things out, or, we get frustrated or burned out because we don't have the clear direction. We can't see from a fresh perspective. William and Stevie Wonder wouldn't laugh at this. I do this with great respect. Ray Charles, obviously amazing, talented, professional rock star. Stevie Wonder the same. And this is all in good spirit. So if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This is an African proverb a fellow colleague of mine shared with me. I thought that was very powerful as well. It's a spirit, the mindset you need to get into. Even, professional rock stars, they don't just become rock stars because they can play a song or they look great. They have a team of people behind them. fashionistas helping them dress correctly. They have a team of technical producers to help their music sound really good. A team of marketers to get their music out there. A team of people to help put on their events. So you can do some things on your own, and you're the only person who can take the action, clean your stage, but you need a team behind you. You need to create a team, build an audience in order to make that happen. All right, 3 things I want to point out to you that we're going to do, and then in just a moment, we're going to get to the strategies that you can start implementing. So I want to make sure that you're focused in on developing fame. You don't necessarily need to be, it's not about ego. It's not about being all about you or all about me. It's about having the visibility so people know who you are, what you're about, the purpose you serve, how you can provide value in their lives. If nobody knows who you are, they're not going to come to your show. Fortune. We've got to have a business. My partner Jen says she doesn't like the word passion because a lot of times people will follow their passion, just as I did when I was a musician, but they didn't have the business side down. And when you don't have the business side down, if you follow your passion, you can run out of money and be that broke artist. So we need to make sure that we're doing things in a smart way to build a fortune. And if it's not just, millions of dollars, we're not talking about that type of fortune. We're talking about a fortune that you have money that you can use to grow your business. We're talking about being able to provide for your family or spend your life doing the things you want to do, being able to give to charitable donations, to be able to give to a legacy. That's why fortune is important. And then freedom, of course. We want to have freedom in our lives. We have one life to live. And if we're bogged down doing the things we don't want to do in our lives, then that is not going to help us. My bigger reason for why I do what I do is because I've lost friends, I've lost family members, and I almost went down a bad path myself because I thought I had to give up on my dreams and live a life that I didn't want to live because I didn't know how to bring my vision into life. And I don't want that to happen to anybody. And I have a bold vision now to empower 100,000 entrepreneurs, to inspire and empower them to take action, empower them by giving the knowledge and resources in order for them to achieve a bigger and bolder vision. I believe when we're using our unique gifts, sharing them with other people, that's how we can make the world a better place. Now the difference is here, this is going to be a straightforward system. We want to go at your own place, and we want to make sure that we're doing something that's fun and really catered to making it happen for you. And in just a moment, we're going to get started. I just want you to not fall for any of these myths. A lot of people think they don't have the time to implement, to take actions, to bring the things that they want in their life into existence. If you don't have time to make your life what you want it, you're fooling yourself. Put yourself first when you're on a plane. They tell you to do that. Make sure that you're putting your own mask on first and that you are bringing your vision into light, and that will give you the ability to help others. Does that make sense? You guys getting this? Just go ahead and chat if you're understanding what I'm talking about, how important that is. Too many people. Another thing is, oh, this is just another marketing gimmick. This is just something that, people are just trying to say you could do this and do that. This is not a gimmick. I'm living it. I'm following it. And it's my life's mission. When I really tuned in to my higher purpose, I put it as my commitment to my life and my goals to make this happen. There may be challenges I'll run into. You may run into challenges in your life. That's part of life. But we've got to find a way to make things happen. So let's get down to it. If you have a pen and paper, we're getting to this section of the part where you're writing some stuff down. Hope I have inspired you to think a little bit bolder, a little bit bigger, and you understand the purpose of what we're trying to do. We're not trying to share tactics and things that are just trends in the market, this latest Snapchat, the latest app you should be put on. We're talking about building a business, thinking bigger, bolder, and really building an empire that you can have in your life. Awesome. So you may have seen in one of my promotions that I was talking about the 5 steps to amplify your business. And that's introspect yourself, refine your brand, optimize your system, create your status, keep providing value. That's the IROC. That's a presentation I give. Recently gave it to chapter of the American Marketing Association and a local chapter for the Association of Talent Development. But I'm actually going to be giving a different presentation today. So if you go to my website, kennyharper.rocks, I'll send you the link after this. No need to go now. Stay tuned in with me. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You're going to get this information. But right now, what I'm going to talk about are going to be the 3 key steps to leverage your personal branding. We're going to be talking about crafting your story, how important that is, identifying your claim to fame, and monetizing yourself. And not like the oldest profession type, but in the new wave of marketing type, okay? All right, so number 1, I know my partners, they're like, eye roll, seriously, Kenny? All right, so step number 1, craft your story. Craft your story is very important. Now first, to get started, you need to define your bold vision and inspired mission. What is the life that you ultimately want? What does it look like? Where are you living? What? Keep it classy, Kenny. Okay. What life are you living? I am a rock star professional, right? Okay, Jen? So what life do you actually want to live? Too many times people start following the money trail and they look at what other people are doing to make money and they follow that rather than really defining what they want their life to look like and build a business around it. So if you want to have more freedom in your life, if you want to be able to do things without being a slave to your job, there's some things you might want to be clear about. How much time do you want? Do you want to travel? Do you want to have time with your family? What do you want to do in your day? Do you want to have certain material possessions? A lot of times you hear people say, create a vision board and really get clarity on what you're ultimately trying to build. And that's the exact same thing about defining a bold vision, is really, with clarity, defining a bold vision of what you want in your life. It's a really important part. And then an inspired mission. What are the things you're going to do to achieve that bold vision? How are you going to provide value to other people? How are you going to serve other people so you can bring that bold vision into existence? When you have an inspired mission, you're getting people to understand why you're doing the things you're doing. Just as I've shared my bold vision with you to inspire entrepreneurs to achieve their bold vision, now you understand my purpose and motivation. You understand that I'm doing that because I want you to succeed. I've had lost friends and family, and I don't want anyone to go through that pain and heartache by not taking action. I want people to take action in their lives and get the things that they want. When you can communicate this to your audience, you can communicate it to your team members and your potential prospects and clients. When they believe in you and your mission, they'll start coming to you and taking action. You need people to take action if they're going to transform their lives. You're going to lead with the why you do what you do. The why you do what you do is very important. When you're really trying to motivate people, you need them to really feel why you do what you do. People buy based on emotion. They do business with you based on emotion. When you're showing your sincerity, when you're being authentic, when you're being yourself and you're sharing the motivation, the reasons why you're doing what you're doing, that's going to be able to bring people into your story and your audience, and you'll help them, being the leader that you are, to take action. And then you got to tell your story. You got to let people know, whether it's on your website, social media, on videos, speaking engagements, whatever it is. You want to make sure that you're telling your story to the world so people know who you are, what you're about, and the purpose you serve. If you're not telling people, if they don't know, then how will they know that you can help them? Imagine if you're a superhero for a moment, and there's people all around you in pain. You have superpowers, and you can alleviate other people's pains. You can help them. But you didn't ever tell them, and they never asked. The truth is, you do have superpowers. You have knowledge, insights, and experiences in your life that can help others in their life. You've got to tell them what that is. A lot of people are afraid to talk about themselves. A lot of people are afraid to talk about what they can do and what value they can provide. But when you truly believe and what you do and how you can help other people in their lives make dramatic transformation, then you've got to communicate it. You've got to tell your story. And you want to be bold. You know, when I got started, I didn't have a bold vision. I just had an idea of what I was going to do for work, what I was going to do just to make a paycheck. And guess what that did for me? It basically gave me a paycheck. I now have a bolder vision of building an empire, building an empire that helps serve other people, building an empire that is large, that gives me the lifestyle that I want. It all starts with having a bold vision. You need to be able to visualize something that you ultimately want if you want to bring it into existence. Any great success story starts with a bold vision. If you guys are committed to having a bold vision defined for your life, you're going to write it out with clarity. Go ahead and check yes in the chat window. You guys still tuned in? Are you going to be bold? Are you going to do something that's stretching yourself, challenging yourself to think bigger? Are you going to take that action? Excellent. I'm seeing Mary, yes. Jackie, yes. Mick, yes. Felicia, yes. Christoph, yes. Jen, yes. Yes. Sounds like a Pantene commercial. I know Jen, she warned me earlier. Very bold, Robert, very bold. That's what I like to see. A lot of the times the results that we have in our lives come from the beliefs that we've had. The beliefs and visions that we've had give us to take actions. The actions that we take in our regular lives turn into habits. The habits that we create will turn into our reality and what we have in our reality. So if we want to have a new reality, if we want to have a bold reality and different things in our life, we've got to take new actions. All right, so lead with your why. Write this down. If your mission were a movement, would you buy in? You've got to write a mission that's so compelling that gets other people to buy into it. Why will people join your audience? Why will people follow you and connect with you? You got to think of something that's powerful, that's engaging, and that's going to have a common goal so other people will know how it can benefit them too. Because again, it's not about us, it's not about me, it's about you. It's about your audience. Here's another quote from Gary Vaynerchuk. You have to understand your own personal DNA. You really need to know your personal brand and stay true to it. So we don't want to create something just because we think other people may want it. We've got to be true. We've got to be authentic. We've got to be genuine if we're really going to step into our greatness. So tell your story because no one else can be you. No one else has lived your life. No one else has had your experience. No one else can take the actions that you can in your life. I was talking to someone who they had a lot of challenges in their life and they were afraid to tell their story because they didn't want other people to judge them and they didn't want to be looked down upon because, you know, they had some problems in their past. But they were limiting themselves because if you really want to be a leader and show courage, you've got to open up and be vulnerable. You got to be okay with that. That's a good quality of a leadership, is to be honest, transparent. Okay, so commit to that. Now, Jackie, I see you're on here. We're talking here about Shannon Miller. I've had the opportunity to be involved with Shannon Miller lifestyle. She's a 7-time Olympic gold medalist, and she had won 7 gold medals back in the Olympics in the 90s. Amazing stuff. And she could have had that fame and moved on and then had to find a job. And then maybe, you know, she's working a job. Wouldn't that be sad if she just let that go there, all that commitment, all that talent? But she had a bold vision. She said she wanted to inspire other people. She wanted to give people value. She wanted to continue to serve. So she created her own brand, her personal brand, Shannon Miller Lifestyle, created her own products in relating to motherhood, health and fitness, and nutrition. And after a while, she even got cancer. And she could have let that stop her and she could have said, oh, it's going to be too hard. But she said, I'm going to share my story with other people so I can empower them. and she continues to go at it. She survived cancer. She's an amazing person. One of our team members attended one of our trainings and got some clarity on how they can better communicate her unique selling proposition, her claim to fame. You know, when you have something that's unique about you, you need to make sure that you're putting that up in the forefront. And if you can't think of it, you've got to create it. There is awesome in us all. We've got to make sure it shines. All right, so step number two is identify your claim to fame, which is exactly what I'm talking about right there. You can do this in many different ways. You may have credentials, awards you've achieved. You can become an author or a publisher. You can create your own content, be a thought leader, create your own channel, create your own audience. There's people creating TV shows using YouTube, making enough money to live based on just doing a daily YouTube video. Now, if I had this information years back, I would have been doing it then. Instead, I'm doing it now. I'm taking action now. So who's ready to take action now and start identifying your claim to fame and putting these things into action? Are you committed to doing this? Are you committed to taking action? Are you a rock star professional? Chat yes if you think that you are committed to take these actions. You can create guarantees. You can create guarantees. A lot of times people will question to do business with you if they're not sure it's going to work out for them. When you guarantee and you believe in what you do and you can provide a guarantee, that will alleviate someone's hesitation to take action. And if they're really serious about making transformation in their life, they'll take the action because you've guaranteed that it's going to work for them. And then, most importantly, number F. Awesome, Christoph. Thank you for being a rockstar professional. Proven process. There's a lot of people that offer a product or service, and some of it can be similar. So you need to brand your process and your service in a way that only you can offer it. When you have something that is different, it is no longer being perceived as a commodity, and you're the only one who can give it, so it creates sort of a limitation to what other people, they can't offer what you can offer. So it needs to be legit. It needs to be real. You can't just make something up and claim it works. You've got to actually make sure it works, but then you position it in a way that's unique. And a lot of times when people are thinking of, personal brands or branding, they're thinking, oh, it's just a logo or it's just colors and fonts. There's a lot of different elements that you can use to ensure that you have consistency in your brand and that you're communicating your value and the things that you can offer and provide in a way that's consistent so people know who you are. You can build that visibility, you can build that credibility, ultimately win people's trust, and then you have the opportunity to serve them and help them get what they want. Because when you can help enough people get what they want in their lives, that's how you can have anything you want in your life. That's a paraphrased quote from Zig Ziglar. So write this down. Here is a way that you can do this and create your claim to fame. Enter your company name here is the only business type here that can end in your claim to fame. So I'll give you a quick example. So Rock My Image is the only authority marketing agency that amplifies businesses by producing rockstar professionals. Identifies the name, identifies what we do, and shows something that we do that no one else could do. No one else could do the things we can do because we do it in a specific way. There's a lot of other similar products, similar services out there, but no one can do what we're doing because we own this process. Does that make sense? We also wrote a book about it, right? Amplify Your Business, the Rockstar Professional's Guide to Marketing Success. Later in this presentation, you'll see a little bit more information about that because we want to make sure that you have this information and you can take action and implement this in your lives. Here's a case study. This is one of our clients that we have, Maxine Drake. She was, a coach in the aesthetics business, and she was having challenges getting people to come to her workshops, selling products, and really building an audience. And what we helped her to realize is that she hadn't branded her approach. And so she just looked like one of every other fish in the sea and didn't have that uniqueness to her that really gained people's attention. So we helped develop her process, we helped communicate it, build value, build credibility, and she was able to sell out. She did a tour last year, North American tour. She lives in Hawaii. She was able to sell out her tour and gain new clients and sell products like she hadn't before. So she amplified her business because she decided to take new action. All right, and she thanked us for being able to help out. She won actually its 2016 Spa Industry Game Changer Award. So this stuff really works when you apply it. So you guys still tuned in? Got one more step we definitely want to go through, and I have an opportunity for you guys. It's really important that you stay to the end so you can get your free gift. I want to make sure I give you a couple free gifts. I may have said that I was going to give you one, but I'm going to give you a couple, and I'm going to have a couple questions for a couple moments for anyone who has any questions. But I'm looking at the time. I've got to make sure I speed up and get through this stuff so you guys can bring it into your lives. Awesome, William. Thank you very much. So stay to the end. You're going to get a free ebook and a bonus gift. So number 3, you're going to monetize yourself. We're going to talk about producing your own material. You want to create products so you can have a wider reach of what you could do in your business. Now, if you're just trading your time for money, or just focused on doing a workshop, or you're just doing one particular thing in your business, you're missing out on an opportunity. When you create a sales funnel approach to business and you have different ways for people to join you at different levels, that's how you can really amplify it. You can create your own things, you can sell it at different price points, and you have multiple points of entry for people to tune in and start doing business with you. For instance, if you're a realtor, you're trying to sell a house, that's a big transaction. Not everyone's ready to sell a house. What if you had a book that you can give to somebody, and now they keep that book? People don't throw books away. They keep the book, and then when they need to sell a house, you're more likely to stay in their mind. Now, if you stay in contact with them, it's even better. If you continue to provide value, that's even better. All right, so you could be a professional speaker. You can get up on a stage, share your ideas. You can also do it virtually, as I'm doing right now. You create your own products or trainings or different things that you can put out there. You can be a brand ambassador or an influencer. You know, recently I was able to get sponsored by a local company I had a speaking engagement, and they make money when I make money. So this software is an automated marketing software. And I said, hey, I'm going to be in front of an audience. I would like to promote your brand and your product. Could you sponsor this event? So they are able to sponsor the event, and that's the way I made some extra money. And also, when I was in front of people, I shared what I did and how I could help people, and that turned some people who were in the audience into people who are now doing business. Another important thing is to consider is coaching and consulting. Now, you may have a good product or service, and if you have a proven approach and you have an abundant mindset, you can realize that you can train others in your industry, teach them to do how you run your business, and then that helps position you as the expert in your industry. When you're teaching other people in your industry how to do business, that makes you on top of the food chain, just kind of like Barbara Corcoran did in realty. All right, so monetize yourself rather than selling one-to-one. Think of ways you can sell one-to-many. Create it once, sell it many times, amplify your business. Does that make sense? What to sell? You could sell a mastermind. You could sell virtual group coaching. You could sell VIP power days and retreats. You do-it-yourself programs. Have templates and scripts, checklists, physical products, complete systems. This is how we've started to do this at Rock My Image. We have a mastermind now. We recently launched it. We have a VIP power days coming up in July for personal branding and marketing action plan. We've developed a do-it-yourself program. And it took us from just trading our time for money and being caught in that box that I was originally caught in to now we're amplifying our business, more opportunities coming, and we have more freedom in our lifestyle. These are things we've created. They've changed our lives. You can do this too. You can claim your stage, and you can be a rock star professional by really understand the business of being a brand. Another case study we had was a high-end landscaper. She wasn't communicating her true value. We helped her refine her message, amplify her image, rock her image, and now she's better communicating her claim to fame and attracting new opportunities into her life and her business. So this stuff really works. So my question for you is, will you be my next success? If you're going to be my next success, you're a committed rockstar professional, go ahead and chat yes in the window. I have an opportunity for you. Would it be okay if I shared this opportunity? We have a few moments left. I'm going to share the quick opportunity. I'm going to